Welcome to a new video. We are still in Italy, and after driving the Totem Alfa Romeo concept car slash prototype car, there was a lot more that we wanted to do with Totem and kind of like find out more about the car from the man behind the whole project, which is Ricardo. Today we are just outside Venice. We came to TM Technosport. This is the shop that does a lot of machine work and fabrication for Totem and the cars that they're creating. And we're gonna just basically meet Ricardo, the man behind the operation. And he's gonna show us two cars that he's gonna be taking to Geneva Motor Show next week. So basically you'll obviously be seeing this video after that time, because he's actually showing us one concept car that is actually gonna be hinting at what he's working on next. So after the Super GT Alfa Romeo. And outside here I spotted a couple of interesting cars, E30 and a race Maserati. Interesting stuff that you can only see in Italy. I'm just gonna go around the corner here and head into the main entrance of the TM workshop. I dropped off the Stelvio Quadrifoglio here. Basically we'll go in and check out at what point they are in the construction of car number 5. Okay, so I'm here with Ricardo, the owner of Totem, and we actually came here close to Padova to meet him today because after driving the prototype car at Italtecnica the other day, we needed to find out more about his brand and kind of understand how the cars are put together at a more technical level. And also he's going to be showing us something a little bit more special later on. Yes. That's actually getting released for the Geneva Show next week. So you'll be seeing this video after the Geneva Show for obvious reasons. So Ricardo, can you maybe just, give me a little understanding of how you came up with the idea to create Totem and these cars?
So this is considered a resto mode because we use the chassis number of the old original Alfa Giulia GT from the 60s, but we have a carbon fiber monocoque and a front end and rear aluminium chassis. The car is bigger than the original Alfa Giulia GT from the 60s because my idea was to put a V6 twin turbo that you saw in Italtecnica, and also we have an electric model, and my purpose was to build a real electric car, and to be a real electric car you need a big battery pack, and so we use the same chassis for the electric and the petrol car, and with the electric we have the battery pack under the car, the engine, the electric motor on the rear axle, and some other components in the front to have a 50-50, the balance weight of the car.
Yep.
And for the petrol version, we have, of course, our V6 twin turbo in the front, that the position of the engine is more close to the center of the vehicle. And on the rear, we have the gearbox that is from Ferrari. Do you want that I show you under the car?
Yeah, I think we definitely want to take a look underneath, because I think it kind of makes sense to understand, all the work and development that's gone into realizing some really one-off pieces.
So here you can see all this chassis.
Yeah.
It's aluminium chassis. It's a CNC made plus welded with some pipe, and it's all completely attached to the carbon fiber monocoque. And this is the original chassis number from the Giulia GT. And under the car, of course, all the suspension system is made from scratch. So here we have damper from R53, that is a UK company. All these are CNC produced, and also the steering rack is made from scratch. So every single component of
bespoke
this car
to the car.
Is completely bespoke.
Look at that.
And for me it's very important, this aspect, because I don't want to add parts from other car, because in this way I can control if there are some problem, and also I can adjust the car as I want.
Sure.
Under the car it's possible to see all the aluminium chassis, the bell and the engine, and here we have a transaxle transmission. So the weight distribution is almost 50-50. And the weight of the car is only 1,280, 290 kilos. And it's very lightweight.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yes. We have a lot of parts that are made by CNC. All these components here, it's all a single block of aluminium, and was very complicated to produce in reality.
You can see how low the Garrett turbos hang right under here.
And
you were saying the steering rack is also something you
yes,
made.
you can see here a little bit. It's made by Sportec, and is completely a new project made from scratch. Here, so you can see the carbon fiber body of the car, the carbon fiber chassis. It's all carbon. In reality, this part, we use this part for example, now for the exhaust system and for the transaxle shaft. But for the electric car, we use this part for the battery pack.
Oh, so you keep the battery nice and low.
Yes. It's all this space for the battery. And here, of course, it's under production. So here we have one exhaust part, and it's symmetrical.
So
the other,
there's another side coming.
yes.
So you're getting that fabricated. I can see the world tack marks here. So
Yes.
on its way to being finalized. And
Exactly.
Here is the transaxle.
The transaxle, so this gearbox is from Ferrari.
Which Ferrari is it?
It's 550, the
550.
Maranello
So
one.
it's a Getrag transmission.
No,
No?
should be the
Graziano?
The Graziano. Should be the Graziano one. And later I show you, we do also the mechanism because it was all automatic, and we do manual, only manual. And here we have the tank, that it's all aluminum tank, and made from scratch also this tank. It's a 70 liter of tank. And here again all the suspension system with the handbrake that is completely manual.
You have a separate caliper for the handbrake, gigantic 4 pots at the back, and massive 6 pots at the front. You can see how the carbon tub connects up to the aluminium section at the back. You can have a peek at the interior without the seat, so you can actually see all the carbon fiber, the floor, the tunnel here, how beautifully flat it is. Of course, with being a transaxle, that's where it kind of widens up.
So of course here it's all carbon fiber, and for example for this car we have created from scratch this fabric. Is vintage inspired fabric from the Alfa Romeo 33 from the 88. Is a very rare texture.
Yeah.
And that match, of course, with
To
the
the
exterior
exterior.
of the car.
Yeah.
All the car is carbon fiber. We painted the car 3 times in reality. It's very complicated with carbon fiber because it's being a fabric at the end. You need a big process for the painting that is very complicated. Also the wiring system, in reality, we have chosen a very high quality standard for the wiring and for the control unit. This, for example, is made by Motec and Avirace, and every single part on this car represent, in my opinion, one of the best high quality. That, for example, the speaker that are produced handmade close to here in Vicenza, or the leather that is produced in Arzignano, or the little details that has the car, like for example the handle, etc.
Yeah, I really like this detail here, like all the window frames, all the
Yeah,
metal
this
details are.
for example is full carbon fiber.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most difficult part of all the car. Also the handle, it's CNC produced, and it's of course.
Even the window frames, or?
Yes, this is a carbon fiber.
Oh, carbon fiber.
Yes,
window
all the
frames.
door is carbon fiber. for example, here we have
Interesting weave.
Yeah.
And then the switch
Also,
gear.
these switches are all CNC produced,
Yeah, amazing.
and we created the mechanism too, and also the brake pedal. It's all CNC produced, so it's something that it's
So if it's
only for this.
metal, if it feels and looks like metal, it's metal.
It's metal. For example, here we have studied, for example, all these CNC parts, and here you can see the
Carbon
texture
fiber.
of the
I
carbon
love
fiber,
the padding
and
with the
yes,
same fabric again.
and for example, for this car, there is enough space on the rear to put, for example, a golf bag or a
And
couple
I have
of
to say,
bags.
this is leather.
This is all leather.
Soft
yes.
leather in the trunk.
Yes.
Absolutely incredible. I love how that same treatment to all the metal
Yes,
parts
it's
is.
all CNC, also these parts, so it's all aluminum. On the front, we have, of course, the radiator for the engine, the radiator for the intercooler. That in reality, the intercooler is inside the engine, and this is only for the heating. Two big fan, and here is an air intake with the filter for the true turbo, because this engine is a twin turbo engine.
It goes down all the way under here to feed the two turbos, the intakes.
Here we can see the oil tank, because this engine is dry sump engine. So here we have all the oil tank with a system inside that can keep the oil with no problem. This is the pump, for example, for the intercooler. And here that you can see there is the AC compressor, that because this car has heater and AC system, air conditioning system. Here we have the ABS that is made by Bosch Motorsport with 12 setting that you can adjust the setting on the ABS on the car, and you can see that it's very small. It's a very small car, but we have everything on this car.
Everything that you need is there.
Yes, like a modern car.
Amazing.
And during the design process was very complicated to make sure that every component can fit on this car, because normally a modern car is very big now, and this has the dimension of a BMW M2, sorry, so it's very tiny.
And you're the designer of
Yes,
the car, right?
yes. I was a designer for Alfa Romeo in the past, and I wanted to change my life, and I wanted to show, in my opinion, what it means Alfa Romeo. So I wanted the Giulia GT of the 60s represent, like for example a Porsche 911, a perfect design, because you can change everything in this car, but it's still a Giulia GT.
Sure.
And we have changed everything, but seem always an Alfa Giulia GT. And of course I started before with the electric model, because I wanted that these cars to be timeless. And to be timeless, my idea at the beginning was that it has to be electric to be timeless car. But later I decided also to produce a petrol car, because of course
Well, I mean, it's amazing that you have the option.
It's very important to have also a car for a weekend, for the weekend.
Incredible. And I have to say, I love the choice of color here. And of course, same wheels as the prototype was running. Again, all perfectly color matched to all the billet parts. So also the mirror is
It's
billet, right?
CNC.
CNC billet
Yes.
part. Okay, so after seeing the car in detail being built for Geneva, we are now at Totem Automobile, 20 minutes down the road. This is actually a soon-to-be emptied out building because they actually are going to be moving into a bigger facility soon, but we should check it out nonetheless. I love how the nameplate against the bricks is actually carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber.
Oh,
Wheels,
the barrels
yes,
there.
yes,
The
sorry.
barrels are carbon.
Oh.
That's insane. So we are now at Totem Automobile, and we're very lucky because we get to see yet another car that's on its way to being built, but also the Geneva Show Car, which is the GTA M wide body version of the car. So chunky, riveted on over fenders front and back, just like the original Giulia race car. And it's going to be left in exposed carbon, and it's going to have this front section painted in this beautiful blue. The car is actually going to get two other projectors, one on each side, to kind of replicate the old race car. It's supposed to be inspired from wheels, as we saw are the carbon fiber ones down there. So the barrels are carbon. These are just rollers, and they have 1 week to complete this car. It's so nice to see all the components laid out. This is all tacho and speedometer, the air vents, the retro styled infotainment unit that we were playing around in the car 2 days ago, the dash panel with that funky carbon fiber that Ricardo designed. These are the carbon fiber window trims that are being laid out here to be refined and prepared before fitting on the show car itself. You can see it's missing the trims here, and all the components like we were looking at a second ago, the billet pedals, all the switchgear, the venting, like even the venting, the carbon fiber mirror, and all the components necessary for production. This is actually the one from the very first car, which of course is electric. Therefore, there's only the R&D positions, whether the manual petrol engines get the 6-speed open gate with the lockout for the reverse gear. So you can flip that down and then your lever can enter the reverse. You can see the outside door handles here. These are the inside door handles. Everything is billet and everything is treated different, depends what the customer likes. So this is like a chrome finish, that's kind of like a nickel plating, and this is something kind of in between color wise. And even the keys, please look at the key, the quadrifoglio logo. So this particular build is going to be finished in red, very legendary color of course for Alfa Romeos. So really nice to see that they're going to do these iconic colors as well. And you can really see the bare carbon in there, and the cross brace, and even the speakers that are actually made down the road in Vicenza. Okay, so we are at your facility now.
Yes.
And this is a very special car, right? This is the...
Yeah, we are building this car for Geneva Motor Show. This is a concept car, so it's not a running car. It's just for style,
Yeah.
and it's full exposed carbon fiber body, and is inspired by the Giulia GT AM, the racing version of the Giulia GT from the 60s and the 70s. And of course, this will have a lot of more horsepower, more or less 820 horsepower,
Right.
and a very...
820?
Yes.
So how much is this car going to weigh? Is it similar weight?
No, it's we have see that can be more or less 200 kilos less than the other car.
With 800 horsepower?
Yes,
Oh my god.
more or less 1,100 kilos on this car.
That's going to be scary.
And this, my plan is have a limited edition of only 3 cars in the world.
3 cars only.
Yes. These rims are not the final one, of course. We'll have this kind of wheels produced by Dimag, full carbon fiber here.
Yeah,
And
the
this
barrel
is
is carbon, yeah.
aluminium. And in the front would be different because this car will have another main light here,
Yeah.
another headlight here, and the front is Little bit has a different color, like the original Giulia GT from the 70s.
How much wider is this front and back?
It's like 10, 12 centimeter wider than the original
it's
one.
Really, really thick. And you're leaving the exposed rivets here to kind of
Yes. It's the nice
the
part
original.
of this car, in my opinion.
That's insane.
And now we are finishing this car, all the chrome line, and
I saw the window trims being prepared over there. Are these the seats that are going to go into it, or?
No. These are seats of the production cars.
Right, because the prototype that we drove had carbon fiber buckets.
Yes, are two options.
Right.
We have two options. One is more comfortable, like for a Gran Turismo, and another one is more racing.
And these seats are custom made for you?
Yes, by Sabelt.
By Sabelt.
And it's all carbon fiber.
Of course.
Here, of course.
With electrical adjustments?
Yes, fully electrical.
And so basically this is where the cars are built, right? This is Totem
it's
Automobile.
the last 2 weeks of this place because we are moving in a bigger warehouse because
you're running out of space.
We need space. There is no space to work.
So basically, you build two cars at the same time, and you lay out
we
all
build
the parts.
3 cars.
3 cars at the same time.
Now we have another one in painting room and other 2 in Turin that we are doing all the carbon fiber things.
Yeah.
And because also in Turin we produce the car, and the other one is there.
Yeah.
And this one. So a lot of cars in reality.
Amazing. And this red one, of course, legendary Alfa Romeo color. You said this car is actually going to LA in a few weeks.
Yes.
So how many cars have you actually built to date, including the electric cars in total?
Now we are at this, of course, will be number 7.
Yeah.
Okay. We are building 8, 9, and 10 with. We are not. Is not painted. These 3 cars, and I build other 5 pre-production models.
Right. And just to run people, through the basic packages. So the car starts at what price exactly?
We are selling at or more or less 500,000 euro, up to 650,000.
What's the
maximum.
price difference between the electric and the
nothing.
gas?
It's the same price.
It's just basically a choice. You
same
go electric
price,
or
and then of course you can choose what you want on. For example, different brake system, different seats, different colors, different finish, different details.
Yeah.
It's very important for me.
Of course, it has to be one car is always very different from the next, right? And so with the 3 that you're making of this example, what's the price point on that?
I'm still thinking because of course it's a lot expensive, more expensive having all exposed carbon fiber, and we are selling at 1.1, 1.2 maximum.
Yeah. And it's still going to run the V6 engine?
Yes, it's the same V6 engine with a different gearbox, with a different interior too, with just more racing interior, and exterior, of course, is different.
Awesome. That gives me opportunity to come and visit you next time I'm in Italy, because then hopefully this will be done and we can take a look at that. But can we take a look at all the parts that you have prepared for production? Because I was quite interested.
For example, this
everything
is the brake pedal.
Everything is billet.
Yeah, from aluminium. This is aluminium too. It's the handbrake that we produce from scratch. Also, these parts. For example, this is not possible to produce in aluminium. So it's produced in 3D printing SLA mode.
Right.
Because there is a mechanism here to close.
What part is that actually?
This part close the steering wheel, and is the button for to start the car, and the other button for the DNA system for the setting of the car. We have 3 different.
So you have a DNA setting like the modern Alfa Romeo.
Yes, of course. Nice. This is a modern Alfa
Romeo. It is a modern Alfa Romeo.
And every single parts we produce from scratch, like the system for the control of the air conditioning system, all the hinges, all these parts. That is carbon fiber. This is billet aluminum parts, and glued together on the arm for the mirror, and also here is
the gate for the shifter.
gate for the shifter with the reverse. You can, and I love this that you have to manually open and close this part
to
go
engage
on,
reverse.
yes, on the reverse. The handle that is also handmade painting job here, the right totem. So we have a lot of work also for our electric car. We do all the control unit. This is, for example, a big control unit that go in the front of the car, all sealed. Also here with high voltage system. It's all
So
made
this is for
from
the
scratch.
electric
Yes,
option,
yes.
And for the petrol engine, you said you run a Motec system.
Yes,
across the car,
yes.
So it's all wired and runs Motec.
Because
official-
Motec is the best.
Yes.
And unfortunately is the most expensive, but we have a double injection system with direct and indirect injection system, and the only control unit that support this is the Motec one. Due sistemi. Also
on this
here
side.
we have
Yeah, I
two
was looking at
systems.
this,
One
yeah.
that is with a digital display, that here we do the cover with the same color, and this one is another model.
It's kind of a more analog.
Yeah, this is
Simple.
more analog.
And you have all the gauges.
The
already
gauges,
prepped.
the interior parts, also this, it's all made from aluminum, since he made the Totem logo, etc.
Basically, your main materials are aluminium, leather, and carbon.
And carbon fiber, yes.
And lots of leather.
For this reason, it's very expensive. And also the leather, of course, we use only Nappa leather, and it's the best quality leather here in Italy. And we produce also inside the interior parts are carbon fiber. There you can see it's all carbon fiber, and then covered with leather. I don't care if it's covered. It's to be very
you just
light.
feel better
Yes.
knowing that underneath it's all carbon fiber.
Yes.
And you have all the uprights here.
Yes.
All again billet. And this is what the electric motor for the.
No, that is just a prototype that we was using to do some tests.
Like even the wiper arms get that same coating, all color matched. Unbelievable. Well, thank you very much for showing me around today.
Thank you.
It's been awesome. Understanding, learning the idea behind the car and what you plan for the future. I wish you the best of luck. I think
Thank you
you're
very
going
much.
to do very, very well because you create something extremely special.
Thank you. Thank
Until
you very
next
much.
time. Thank you.
Thank you.